Today's technique is really important, and it's very exciting for me to be able to tell you about this. Now that is an example of everything that this technique is not. That was maximally incongruent. I said that this is a very important, in fact I found it challenging to tell you that I thought that this is a very important technique and then shaking my head, because I do think this is very important. I found it difficult to not nod. Also, I said it's very exciting for me in the most dull, boring, flat kind of voice, rather than an excited tonality. Before people believe what you say, they must believe you. You must come across as congruent in what you believe, what you say, and the way you say it. It's not uncommon to hear people say things like, yeah, okay, I'm happy to do that. Well, they're quite clearly not. Yeah, I'm happy to do this. If somebody says, yeah, okay, you know. Yet so many times I will hear that somebody on the end of a phone just carrying on with their sales script. You know, are you interested? Yeah. And they'll just carry on with their sales script when really they should be listening and recognising that I'm not interested in what it is that they're trying to sell me. If they were to notice that, they could take a different tack rather than just carrying on with their sales script. The importance of congruent communication. The idea is that we just are congruent because we talk about things we know, talk about things we like, talk about things that we believe. We don't try and sell people on something that we think isn't going to benefit them. If we think the product or service isn't right for them, then we shouldn't be selling it to them. As a performer, I am selling myself. I am selling the idea of some close-up magic on a table, or a stage show, if it's to a bigger client. Each time I go up to a group of people to perform, to entertain, it's my job to sell to them the idea. It's your job to sell the idea to your friend or your family member about going to see the show or the cinema or going to see a film, or, you know, whatever it is. There's a film on the cinema I've heard really bad reviews about, and it's got an actor I don't like in it. Do you want to go? Well, no. You didn't sell that to me. There's a great film on the cinema that apparently, it sounds exciting to me. The plot, like, it's by this director, and do you want to go? And people get caught up in your enthusiasm, your excitement. Remember, shining from the inside, your state affecting other people. Now, being maximally congruent in our communication is very, very important, and reinforcing it with the subtle nods and the inflection and the excitement in our voice is also very, very important. Today, I want you to look out for examples of incongruent communication. Subtle, tiny little shakes of heads when people are saying something. Tiny little incongruences. Notice them, represent them, and realise that it's an incongruent piece of information, and maybe you shouldn't trust that person, or maybe you shouldn't trust exactly that thing that they've just said. Today, I want you to do that, and I want you to be aware of your own state, and make sure that when you communicate to people, you are communicating congruently. And if somebody says, yeah, okay, rather than just take that as a yes and carry on, blundering on forward, stop for a moment and, well, what would make you really happy about doing that? I mean, or is there something we could do to make it more comfortable for, or can I do part of it? Look out for incongruent communication today, and make sure that your communication is maximally congruent. Because when people believe you, they will believe the things that you say. And they need to believe you by you being congruent, by you being in line with all your actions and your words matching. So have fun with this.